Hello student. In today's lecture we are going to talk about or discuss about the BSc third year semester 5th syllabus, as it is the first lecture of this particular year. And first of all, I congratulate you for successfully completing your second year. And today we are going to take a look towards the syllabus of the third year, that is 5th semester. Now, as we know that we are having the different inclusions in our syllabus. So this syllabus of third year 5th semester is also having the core subject, and that core subject is nothing but the cell biology and molecular biology. And the second core subject is there that we have to select from the given list. So in this particular part we are going to discuss cell biology and molecular biology as a first core subject, or a discipline elective subject we can say. And this is the option 1 or optional 1 to these two different theory papers. Here we can see the 45 lectures is given in total, that is 3 lectures per week, and it is having 2 credits each. This paper is having 50 marks, that is known as the maximum marks, and this maximum marks, that is 50, is divided as a CIA, continuous internal assessment, that is for 10 marks, and the university assessment, that is for 40 marks. So 10 plus 40, we know 50 marks is given for the total marks, as we can say. And the minimum marks, that is passing marks required for this particular paper, is 20. So both these paper, that is botany 511 and 512, is having the same credit, having the same marks, and having the same minimum marks as a passing marks. Now based on these two subjects, core subject, there is two different practicals. So BOT 521 and BOT 522, that is nothing but the lab course 7 and lab course 8 respectively. It is based on the above said subjects. Now these also having the particular lectures, that is 45 lectures per week, per semester, which is having 50 marks, that is the maximum mark. Again here the continuous internal assessment is there for 10 marks and 40 marks as a university assessment. So in total we can say that these 4 subjects is having a 200 marks, and these 200 marks is having the internal marks of a 40, that is 40 marks for a internal assessment. And in total 160 marks is for the university assessment. So in all we can say the 200 marks is for the theory and practical. Now this is not only the case, along with this you can see skill enhancement course is also there. So skill enhancement course includes any of the list which is given below. So you can select anyone from the list of that particular subject. Especially in this particular year you have to select one out of 2 skill enhancement subject. Now the another is there, that is known as the non-credit score or course. This non-credit course is a professional ethics and moral values. This is the special subject. Again this is having the 45 marks per week, 45 marks per semester, and it is having the 2 credits. So it don't have any marks or mark distribution. So when we look at the total of the semester marks, here you can see the total marks is 250. Out of these 250, 50 marks is for the internal assessment, and 200 marks is for the university assessment. So this is nothing but the total about the syllabus of the 5th semester. Now I am dealing with the cell biology and molecular biology, that is paper number IX or 9 we can say, and it is the number of this paper is BOT 511. So now moving to the syllabus for this particular year or this subject, cell biology and molecular biology subject, is known as 511. this is having the different units, that is unit number 1, unit number 2 and unit number 3. Unit number 1 is a cell biology unit, or it is based on the cell biology, which comprises of the cell, means about the cell, then cell wall and plasma membrane and the cell organelle. So this total unit number 1 is categorized into 3 parts. The cell. So here what is cell, what are the concept regarding the cell is discussed in this particular part. In second part we are going to discuss cell wall and plasma membrane. So what is cell membrane, what is cell wall, what is cell membrane, plasma membrane, these all things are going to be discussed in a part number 2 of the unit 1. And in a third part we are going to look for the cell organelles. So as we know that cell is having the outer and covering, or we can say the protective covering, that we called it as a cell membrane or plasma membrane, cell membrane particularly, and this cell membrane is having the wall that we call cell wall. Now inside to this particular cell there is a presence of different types of organelles. These organelles is to be discussed in this particular third part of the unit number 1. So unit number 1 is totally related to the cell and the organelles of the cell. Now unit number 2 is related or is having the inclusion of enzymes, growth regulators. So enzymes, as we know that the internal metabolism of the cell is carried out by the different combinations of enzyme, or we can say enzymatic reactions is taken place in the cell. And along with this, in unit number 2 we are going to discuss the growth regulators. The growth regulators plays an important role in the growth of plant, or we can say growth of cells. So we are also going to discuss this growth regulator in unit number 2. Now moving to the unit number 3. In unit number 3 we are going to discuss the photosynthesis process and the respiration process. So when we look at this syllabus overall, first of all in unit number 1 we are discussing about the cell. What is cell, what are the organelles of the cell, what are the layers which is present to the cell. So we are looking for the cell. In a second unit we are looking for the enzymatic reactions, then enzymes, along with that the growth regulator which is required for the growth of the cell. And in third unit we are going to the process which is taken place inside to the cell, or which is related to the cell. Say for example photosynthesis is there, respiration is there. So all these things are discussed in systematically in unit number 1, unit number 2 and unit number 3. So simply we can say that these unit number 1, unit number 2 and unit number 3 are intermingled or interconnected with each other, and we have to complete this particular portion with the 45 lectures. So this is nothing but the syllabus having the unit number 1, 2 and 3. Now the most important part is there, that is continuous internal assessment. That continuous internal assessment is to be conducted as a tutorial and assignments. So in between the syllabus completion we also have to concentrate on the tutorials and assessment. Along with that tutorials and assignments we are going to take a test, periodical test is there. So the test will also helps you to cover this particular portion. So this continuous internal assessment is also having the marks, and everybody is required to cover this particular portion seriously. So this is nothing but the total about the syllabus. Now moving to the first unit, that is cell. Before going to look at the cell, we can take a look towards the cell biology and molecular biology. So as we know that the study of cell with internal material, we called it as a cell biology, and the molecular biology deals with the study of molecular level study of the cell, we called it as a molecular biology. Now when we talk about the cell, cell is a unit known as basic unit of life, that is structural and functional unit of life. Cell is defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all life activities or processes takes place. Cell are structural and functional unit of living being. Now this is the most important concept or most important thing which is to be discussed or which is to be remembered, that cell are known as the structural and functional unit of living being or life. Now how and why this particular terminology is used? Now as we look towards the building suppose made up of cement and bricks. So in a building what is required? Cement is required and bricks are required. Along with that cement and brick, the sand is also required. So these sand, bricks and that particular cement will mix with each other and they produce one building. Just like that, when the cells comes together, that will produce a organ, and when these organs comes together we called it as an organism. So in this simple way we can say that cell is a very smaller level of that particular whole organism. That's why it is known as the structural unit. That means a small cells comes together and it will produce an organ, and all these organs comes together and it will form the organism. So in a simple way we can say that cell is a structural unit, basic structural unit of life. Now as we know that different functions are carried out in a cell, we call the functional unit of life cell, or cell known as the functional unit of life. So with this we stop in today's lecture. We continue this particular portion in upcoming lectures.